What's up, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this movie review of Mr. Deeds. This is a comedy film that came out in 2002, and it is directed by Steven Brill. All right, and this movie here is pretty much a remake of the film Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, which was out in 1936. Now, I haven't seen that movie, but maybe in the near future I'll give it a watch. For those that don't know, I am definitely an Adam Sandler fan, and I love his movies, man. Whether people like them or not, I've always been on to his films ever since The Waterboy. that was one of the first movies that I watched, but that's another topic for another review. This movie stars Adam Sandler as Longfellow Deeds, Winona Ryder as Babe Bennett, Peter Gallagher as Chuck Cedar, who is the CEO for Blake Media, Jerry Harris as Mac McGrath, who is an Australian supervisor or manager inside Access, John Turturro as Emilio Lopez. He's like the sneaky butler. That's why I call him the sneaky butler. Conchata Ferro, may she rest in peace, as Jan. And then they also had like other features as John McEnroe, the tennis player, Al Sharpton, J.B. Smoove, George Wallace, Steve Buscemi. I think it's Steve Buscemi. I think it's Steve Buscemi, if I'm not mistaken, as Crazy Eyes. All right, y'all know this is the Blu-ray version here. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit. Y'all can see it here. All right, here we go. So the movie starts off with a guy named Preston Blake, who is hard pressed now. I believe he passed away. But it's about Preston Blake. He trying to reach the top of Mount Everest, and it is like a freezing temperature, man. And people was trying to warn him, hey man, don't do that, man. It's pretty cold. And he took pride in what he did. I think he was like 80 something years old, and all of a sudden he died, frozen on top of Mount Everest. And it's crazy, man. So Preston Blake is in charge of the company called Blake Media, which is a freaking billionaire company. You know what I'm saying? Preston Blake didn't have any children, so when he died, he didn't have a will. So what they had to do, they had to, pass it down to the next relative. That goes to Adam Sandler, who is Longfellow Deeds. And Deeds is now in charge of Blake Media. He $40 billion, man, and whoo, that's a lot of money. Deeds is like a pizza owner in Mandrake Falls. I can't remember the state right now, but Mandrake Falls is where he resides. When Chuck Cedar and the other guy, I can't remember his name, and his partner came to him, he tried to say that, hey, you own Blake Media since Preston Blake died. And John Turturro is introduced as Emilio Lopez, like I say, is the sneaky butler. To me, he reigns supreme on this movie, even though he doesn't have too much of a role, in this movie. But to me, he's like one of my favorites. And Winona Ryder is Babe Bennett, and she's trying to pretty much ruin Mr. Deeds' reputation, or I guess the company of Blake Media. Chuck Cedar and his partner offered Deeds to come up to New York to sign some papers for Blake Media to pretty much sign his rights off, or his voting rights, or something. I don't know. I don't know the whole story, but all I know is until Deeds signed the papers, he still owns the company. So while he's up there, he met with this chick, Babe Bennett, who's Winona Ryder's character, and she pretty much, like I said, trying to ruin the reputation of Blake Media and stuff like that. One part of that movie was funny to me, man. The guy who plays the football player, that was a funny scene, man. Oh my God, y'all! If y'all haven't seen that scene yet, check it out on YouTube, man. That's probably one of my funniest scenes off of that movie. It's, oh my God, dude. When he's in Mandrake Falls, he feels welcome to the people around him, and he writes, birthday cards. But when he went outside Mandrake Falls, he feels like an outsider. He feels like an outcast. He feels like no one can really relate to the things he does and how he feels about himself. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. So that's pretty much my review of the movie. I'm not going to give too much spoilers. I think I said enough. Like I said to y'all, man, to pretty much give my take on the movie, on what I watch, I really like it. I'm not sure if a lot of other people may like it, but I think this is Adam Sandler's movie that's very underrated, even though it did made a pretty good bit in the box office. Rotten Tomatoes smashed this movie though, man. Like I don't think, when I see ratings like this, man, it's like, I don't think they fully watched the movie, or they just don't like Adam Sandler. I don't get it. But when I watched this movie, I mean, yeah, it has some cheesy moments and, stuff like that. But if you look past that, you will see that this movie actually is not that bad. It's actually pretty interesting. And it also relays a message out there for those that think money is everything. And I don't want to say too much about it, but what this says at the bottom, it says Mr. Deed screams fun and delivers nonstop laughs. I wouldn't say nonstop laughs, but it does have some laughs here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that scene with the football player was hilarious, man. And also when he was at the restaurant with Babe Bennett, he was being introduced to some guys for a magazine or something like that. That was a funny scene. I like that one too. I was laughing, man. The movie is not bad. Like I said, to me, it ain't really a classic movie, but I will say it's not a bad movie either. I think it's a movie that's worth watching if you got the time out to chill, or if you just happen to see it playing on TV, why not give it a watch, right? I like it. You know what I'm saying? Hence why I bought the Blu-ray. But that's it. If you want to peep out some of the scenes of the movie, it's on YouTube. They have the movie clips, and you can decide for yourself whether you like this movie or not. All right, that's it. Shout out to Adam Sandler. Shout out to Winona Ryder. I think she's a pretty woman, by the way. That's it. Shout out to the director. Shout out to all the actors and actresses that was on this movie, and that's it. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right, peace out, guys.